Hey, what's going on? It's Rakeem Addison here, my friend. And in this video, I'm going to talk to you about how to make money on your smartphone. So there's a bunch of different ways out there. There's a whole bunch of different ways that you can use to either to make money online or make money on your smartphone or whatever, right? There's a whole bunch of different methods. But before I actually, get into those methods, I kind of want to give you a little backstory on who I am, what inspired me to do this, and how is this going to actually be beneficial to you, right? Because that's why you're here. So first things first, I kind of want to give you a little story about myself. So I'm 25 years old. I'm a full-time active duty military soldier. I have a wife and two kids that I love very dearly, and that is my why. That's my core value. That's why I do what I do. So that's why I was inspired to not only share this information with you about how to make money on your smartphone, but give you an opportunity to be able to do the same. So real quick, like I said, I'm married. I have two kids, and I have my wife, my very beautiful wife. Now, the thing about this is, the most important thing that we don't seem to have very much of is, time. Is very important. It seems like it never stops. So you can't let your time go past. You can't afford to do that, especially if you're trying to create, an additional income stream so that you can, spend more time with your family, actually see your kids grow up, like different things like that. Whatever it is that you want, to create inside of your life, because you have to keep in mind that you already have greatness inside of you, my friend. You already have it inside of you. So you just have to lift it up and take action. Take action on what it is that you want in your life. So back to my story real fast is, I pretty much got started in 2012 of April into the Army. And, I ended up, pretty much progressing through the ranks pretty fast. But here's the problem. See, within the Army, there is something called time in service. So what that is essentially this. You can basically hit a rank once a time comes. So it's all based on time. So you could be waiting for forever, right? Well, at least until, that time actually comes. Now, why was that a problem for me? Well, within that first 4 years, I created a family, right? Like, keep in mind, I said I have a wife and two kids, right? So that's my family. So that means that they cost money to be able to provide for. Although my wife had, a job at that time, I still, me as a man, I feel like, I need to provide for my family. So what did I do? Long story short, once I seen that, it was going to cost me more money, and actually having a family is just, it's a lot more expensive than just being on your own. So what did I do? The first thing that could come to my mind is to go out and get a second job. Now, why did I think of that? Probably because at that time, I didn't know that there was more opportunities to make money. I just didn't know, right? Most of us, we're pretty much come up just the exact same way. We didn't know. So that's what I did. Long story short, I ended up, applying for a bunch of different jobs. Nothing happened for about a month, and then about a month and a half in, I got a call and saying, "Hey, you got the job. Just come in for the interview." So pretty much, kind of fast forward a little bit. I started working there, and pretty much 2 months in, I realized that this was not what I wanted to do to create that additional amount of income, because what I found out is pretty much already I was working from 5 in the morning. Then I would go to workouts by 6:30. So about an hour and a half later, I would go to workouts. Now, workouts in the Army are mandatory in the morning, right? So 6:30 to 7:30 or 7:45, depending on which base or post that you're at, right? So that was the time schedule for workouts. Then I would pretty much, do the whole schedule where you're brushing, pretty much your morning duties. So brushing your teeth, getting ready, taking a shower after workouts, all that stuff, right? All that jazz. And then 9 o'clock came, went to work. Then got an 11:30 break between 11:30 and 1, and then I would work pretty much all the way until 5 in the evening, right? So now Keep in mind, I said I ended up getting that second job. So that second job started between 6. I would get there at 6 and then go until 10. So that was 4 hours. So that was a total of 14 hours already. So from 5 in the morning until 10 o'clock at night now, because I have a second job. So what does that do for my family? How much time does that allow me, does that allow me to actually give to my family? Not very much, because now I would get off at 5, and it wasn't exactly at 5. It'll be at like 5:05 or 5:15. So that means that I'm literally pushing time for work, trying to get there, pushing it because it was 20 or 25 minutes away. Keep that in mind, right? So now I'm pushing for work, and I finally get there, and now I'm standing up, dealing with other people throughout the day, sacrificing my time for money. Now, if you're familiar with how most jobs are, is they have a closeout process. So when it's time to go home, they pretty much, they have their process. You clean up, you clear the register, all that entire process, right? So now let's think about the people that come into your store at 9:55 or 9:56 when you close at 10 o'clock. Now, keep in mind, you're going to still have to deal with that person. They're not going to just leave because it's 10 o'clock that you close. So let's say they stay in there for about 10 or 15 minutes. Now you're pushing 10, 15, 10, 20, and you still have to do the closeout process. Now, at that particular job, the closeout process was 15 to 20 minutes. So that means you're pushing 10:40 at that point, right? So I was pretty much used to getting home by at least 10:45, 11 o'clock, pretty much every night after having a second job. Every single night. So keep in mind, I have 2 kids and a wife. So that means when I got home, the lights were off and my kids and my wife were in the bed. Regardless if my wife was asleep or not, the fact was I wasn't able to give any time to them. So literally, just think about that for a second. Every single day, working that job and coming home to a dark house, and it's like I was sad. I was sad. Like I was depressed and I was worried about it, because I was like, I even, started to see different changes, happening inside my house. Like it was just disappointing, and that's not what I wanted. So about after 4 months, I ended up quitting the job because, I realized there had to be something else out there that wasn't going to require me to take all my time and sacrifice it day after day. I knew it was something out there better. So, I just continued searching online for all these different things, different ways on how to make money online, how to make money with your smartphone, all these different terms, right? Like all these different terms. And I finally ran across this, a few things. And the first thing I ran across was making money with surveys. Now, if you're familiar on like if you've ever taken any survey and actually made money from it, then you know that you go through a bunch of different questions before you can make money. And most times it's a very small profit, right? It's not very large. And if it is large, it's going to require more of your time. So that literally became like the job. Now, even though I was in the house with my family, it was taking so much time and it was so frustrating. Like, if you ever taken a survey, then you know that it is frustrating as heck. Like, oh my gosh, I don't even want to think about it right now, right? So, pretty much, long story short, I ended up giving the surveys up. That was just not for me. That's not what I wanted, right? I wanted something that can be passive and on a month-to-month basis without me actually always putting the work in, if that makes sense, right? Because I'm all about work. But the thing is, those surveys were crap. I'm sorry. All right, but besides that, I pretty much got rid of that, kept searching, and I found an opportunity that allowed me to supplement my income, to be able to make more money so I can take my family out more, go on more dates with my wife, like different things like that, right? Because that's what, out of everything, my family is my core value. Quality family time. If I can't get quality family time, then I'm just not who I am, right? I'm pretty messed up, if that makes sense. Because that's what matters to me the most. And I can tell you that that part-time job that I had was not aligning with my core values, which is quality family time. And either was those surveys. But, I don't want to waste too much of your time with, telling you all of my story. For the most part, that was pretty much my story. I realized that I needed to create some income because I had a family, right? And they mean the most to me. So I realized I needed to create that additional income. Now you may be watching this and you need to create an additional income yourself, right? You want to be able to take your family on more trips, right? To actually see your kids grow up, spend more time with your people, or whatever it is that, is more important to you. Maybe you need to create an additional income stream as well. Maybe that's why you're on this video. Well, I want to give you the opportunity to do the exact same thing that I'm doing consistently on a daily basis. So what I want you to do, if you're serious, if you're going to be coachable, if you're going to take massive action, if you're actually, serious in actually doing this and taking your life to the next level, and what I want you to do is I want you to click the button down below. Click the link down below in the description box. And then from there, it's going to take you over to a page where all you have to do, this is all you have to do, enter your real email. That's it. Enter your real email. Once you enter your email, I'm going to send you over some information. Just make sure you check your inbox, so you can actually get my message. And that way, we can go from there. We can pretty much go from there if you're going to get started. If you don't, that's fine too. But I'm looking forward to helping you crush it in your business if you get started with me today. And the only way to do that is to click the link in the description box. And I look forward to seeing you on the other side, my friend. And real quick, subscribe to my YouTube channel if this is your first time here. So that way you never miss out on what it is that I'm doing. So if it's further along the line that you feel like you want to join me, hey, that's fine too as well. I'm always looking to help other people. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and sign out. Peace. And I look forward to seeing you on the inside, my friend. All right.